Alright, so I just realized I forgot to turn this monitor in front of me off, so you're gonna have to deal with um, the cover to The Dark Tower being reflected in my glasses literally the whole video, but I'm not gonna re-record it because I'm lazy. So yeah, I hope that doesn't bother you too much, and here's the video. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Another bi-weekly update today. It's been a pretty good week for reading, honestly. I would say it was all right. I finished a couple books, audiobooks, listened to them for spooky season. I finished Told the Hounds, this bad boy. I finished this Tuesday, I want to say. And it became, if you saw my wrap up, you know this was on the fast track to being my favorite book of all time, and I am happy to say that it has taken over that spot. So yes, Told the Hounds, Malazan Book of the Fallen, Book 8, my favorite book ever. And then I have thought about reading, you know, like 10 pages of Dust of Dreams a day until November, just to get a little head start. But I haven't yet. I've thought about it, but the book I'm currently reading is also pretty chunky, so I haven't jumped straight into this, but I will probably at least read a little bit of this before the month is out. And of course, you know, I am rereading for the first time in 5 years, Stephen King's It. This was my favorite book of all time, until I finished Told the Hounds a couple days ago. But, you know, I'm about 300 pages into it, and it might just take that spot back, if I'm being completely honest. This book takes me back, reading this book takes me back to a time where, you know, things were just simpler. I read this when I was 16. Things were just easier. I was happier, you know, all of that stuff. So this is my first time ever rereading a book, so it's kind of nice how you can go back and think like where you were in the time that you first read it. So yeah, it, of course, amazing. And then I am going to start Pet Sematary probably today. I'll read a little bit more of it, and I will start Pet Sematary because this is a buddy read with a couple people from the Discord, and this is also a reread for the first time in about 9 years. Read it when I was 12, so yeah, that is everything I am and will be reading soon. Let's talk about what I have wrapped up for spooky season already. I'm also listening to another audiobook, but we'll get into that. I did finish Between Two Fires by Christopher Buehlman. Throw it up right here. This book was about as mid as a book can get, in my opinion. Basically, the premise of the book is that it's kind of like God versus the devil type thing, just set in like the Dark Ages in medieval times. I think in the 1300s. So basically, it's like something we've seen possibly literally a million times. So as soon as I kind of went into it completely blind, but as soon as I realized that, I was kind of like, you know, whatever. There were some cool parts, but I didn't really care about the characters a whole lot. The plot wasn't all there. It had a pretty cool atmosphere. There were a couple cool parts, horror-wise, that I liked. I didn't really like the ending, like, at all. So, yeah, it was at least written well. The prose was pretty nice. So yeah, Between Two Fires by Christopher Buehlman, I gave that 3 out of 5. Pretty mid. And then I also finished listening to The Exorcist by William Peter Blatty. Of course, this is a classic movie, classic horror novel. And I actually really like this one. I give it a 4 out of 5. Everything about it was just better than Between Two Fires. I went Between Two Fires straight into The Exorcist. So, of course, I got a little bit of comparisons there. But just everything was better. I wouldn't even say the characters were like very strong, but the atmosphere and the way it makes you feel is just so much better. It's really hard because everyone knows The Exorcist, and it's not that deep of a premise, but pretty good book. I think I'm gonna try to squeeze in, I think it's Legion, which is kind of like a sequel to The Exorcist. So I'll probably try to fit that in this month. Probably closer to the end of the month, because I am currently listening to Ghost Story by Peter Straub. I think I'm about halfway into this. It is kind of difficult to follow on audio, if you do audio only, because the structure is kind of weird. But once you get into it and get into a groove, it's kind of a slow burn at the beginning, but it's really starting to pick up now, and I'm actually really enjoying it. I went to the races a couple days ago, and I threw the audiobook on when I was coming home at about, like, I don't know, midnight, 1 in the morning. Yes, it was very cold. It was like 30 degrees, but I still went. But I was listening to the audiobook on my drive home in the dark, and it kind of had me like looking around, looking for some sketchy shit happening on the side of the road. And it was kind of creepy. So right away, that book has been a success for me because it actually kind of spooked me a little bit. So, Ghost Story by Peter Straub, I should finish that either Monday or Tuesday. So yeah, look forward to my thoughts on those. And I think that is pretty much it. I have ordered a couple books. I did get China Mieville's Perdido Street Station in the mail. This book is pretty chunky. I think I'm gonna try to read this next month. I'll probably end up having to do it on audio because I have Dust of Dreams and Crippled God next month. But yeah, this is one I'm looking forward to. I've heard some pretty good things about this book, and one not so great thing from Mitch on the Discord, but he's kind of just a hater. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. I have been vlogging a little bit for this big vlog I want to do. Not as much as I'd like to, but we'll see what happens. Look for that probably at the beginning of November. So yeah, I will see you guys probably next week for another video. Maybe, no, I'm not even gonna say that. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all of that fun stuff. And I will see you next time. Peace out.